someone else's law. Oh, we're not recording all this well. Even if you're working in someone else's law firm and um and you are supposed to work out your finances such that whatever money you're making, you have profits to save, to invest, you're making investment. If you don't have that knowledge, you will still not thrive. You would have worked for 10 years and you look back and you still have nothing. Legal practice is both a profession and a service business. So it is a business. You're rendering services for payments, for remuneration. So we need to learn the business of law. If you don't have that knowledge and yet you want to thrive, you want to set up your own law firm, you want to start a practice, private practice on your own, then, I mean, like I said, there are short courses. You need to take it seriously. As a young lawyer, you must develop client management, communication skills, negotiation skills, personal branding, networking, financial literacy, business development. And this is what I've been saying in so many words that you have to take a course. Go and learn it. I tend to believe that whatever you don't know, the knowledge is there out there. You need to just uncover it or discover it. You don't have that knowledge. So you're like an empty box when it comes to that particular skill. And you can go and learn it and apply it in your personal life. So even if you work for someone, for example, you work for the state or you work for a law firm, you are not partner, you're not managing partner, you're not making the big bucks there, right? It doesn't mean that you can still not take financial literacy lessons and, structure, your finances in a manner that makes your net worth increase. That is the business of law. And we all need to take the lesson. In fact, from this conversation, me myself, I've learned something. Yeah, I have to learn the business of law. Practice as you are serving the state, you are earning a certain amount of money. How do you become financially stable with that money? It's a financial literacy. It is something that they don't teach us in law school, so we must take it up. Understanding the law alone is not enough. A lawyer who cannot attract or retain clients will struggle. So the future belongs to those who combine legal expertise with strong commercial awareness. Like I said, we are saturated in the profession. There are many lawyers. So if you are practicing, but the coins, there are holes, like your basket is a real basket. The basket with which you are collecting your pay, your remuneration is like a porous vessel. Everything is leaking out. So you won't see what you are working for. So you need commercial awareness to combine with your legal expertise to make it. A lawyer who is struggling financially, I mean, you start questioning yourself. And knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen, lawyers. Knowledge is power. This knowledge is not taught in the law school per se. So if you need to acquire it, if we need, and we do to acquire it, we need to acquire it elsewhere. Let's go. Let's go and learn how to do the business of law and practice properly so we can not only make ends meet, bread and butter matters, but invest and thrive financially so that the whole perception of you're a lawyer, you're a judge, you're rich, that whole perception becomes a reality. It's not going to be like anytime they say it, then we say, Amen, oh, Amen, oh, no. That it becomes our reality. Some have made it, some know the secrets, some are able to do it, but most of us are still struggling. And so I think the takeaway here, if I don't take anything away from this conversation we're having this evening, is that I need to call a spade and not a large spoon. I have to go and take business lessons ASAP because we are not seeing top and we need to see top. People can't be looking at us saying we are lawyers and we have money and yet we don't. There's nothing inside lizard's stomach. There's nothing there. We need business knowledge, commercial awareness, and we're going to do it. So we can vow to each other. We can make a promise now from Emily's workshop that we are going to get financial literacy lessons from somewhere, from some institution or somebody. Somebody teach us how to do business law, how to do the business of law so that we can thrive as people perceive us to be thriving. Yeah. So that is part of developing skills that the law school did not teach. I think it should be the first because we need to eat, we need to feed, we need to shelter ourselves. So we should teach it or we should learn it. They should teach us. But now that we have come out, we are young lawyers and we are old lawyers, we need to go and get the lesson on our own and re-strategize. It's not too late. Even for those of us who are about 40 years, it's never too late. We can re-strategize. Law school will teach you everything, but to succeed, law school will teach you law, legal principles, but life demands more than that. What law school teaches is the law. In life, to succeed as a lawyer, you must develop your communication skills, emotional intelligence, leadership skills. If you, in the long run, you're going to be a leader, technology, public speaking, writing. These are skills that often determine who progresses and who remains stagnant. Because what's the difference? There are many lawyers in Ghana. There are many lawyers in Accra. What is the difference? Why is it that those we say, hey, this lawyer is good, or there are many judges. This judge is able to, what's the difference? These are skills that you need to develop. I think when Emily was introducing me, she said something that pricked my mind, something about me being something. And I said, hey, is she sure she's talking about me? I'm baby steps. I have barely scratched the surface of my career. If for nothing at all, you will bear me witness that before 2024, you never heard of me. Meanwhile, I've been on the bench since 2015. So and I'm gonna share with you today what the the cataclysmic events that led to the awakening of this person that when you're introducing, you say so and so and so about her. I'll tell you about it, but I don't think you have to wait that long. And that's why I find it easy to have this conversation with young lawyers that don't wait for cataclysmic, the word is large. Don't wait for cataclysmic events to take place before you decide to come out of your shell and thrive. No, we will have that conversation very soon. There's a particular slide that leads me into it. You are fortunate that I went through what I went through for you. So you will make that decision today. You will make that by the end of our discussion or our conversation. You will make that decision that tomorrow is too late for you to become all that you want to become. Tomorrow is too late. It's now. We are going to make that decision tonight. All right. So another skill. So we are going through the different skills that will make your practice thrive, right? Another skill is embracing technology. If you don't embrace technology, you risk becoming like the K in knife, KNIFE. If you do not embrace technology in 2026, you risk becoming irrelevant like the K in knife. All right. So we are in an age where AI is transforming legal practice. When you go to these legal platforms that I've mentioned, there are AI access points where the AI is doing everything. Esquire, Dennis Law, Judy at Law. The AI is doing everything, right? So if you do not know how to manipulate this AI, of what use are you? The lawyer, the successful lawyer today, 2026, is the one who knows how to use the tools available, including AI, embraces new technology, and uses them to harness their strengths. Right from the beginning of this conversation, I told you that you need to get to know yourself, your value. You need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, and all that is in between. You're good, you're bad, you're ugly, you're beautiful, you're ugly, you're all that is in between, right? You need to know your blacks and your whites, your yang and your yangs. You need to know them. Now, once you know them, you know that when you are using the technology that is available to you, it's going to enhance, you are using it to enhance your strength. So instead of, it's like a woman who knows how to cook. She knows how to cook. But before she cooks that meal, she has to grind the pepper in the maybe anywhere on the stone and grind, and it takes so long, and her cooking takes so long. But if you give that woman a blender, it cuts short the number of hours she will use to cook. You give her a blender, an electronic blender, it cuts short the number of hours she's supposed to use to cook. So she becomes more efficient. Same analogy. If you know how to use the technology that's available to you on these legal platforms, on the internet, online, you know how to use technology, you will become that lawyer who has enhanced, who has made his strengths even better. So technology may not replace lawyers, but lawyers who use it effectively may replace those who do not. And this is fact, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let me not lie to you. I will not lie to you to please you. If you do not know how to use technology, you will fade away. This is fact. And very soon you'll see that it is only these young lawyers who know how to use technology who will be writing the best briefs, the best submissions, though. And the more you use technology, the more you train yourself in your language. That's the one conversation many AI lectures are not they are not willing to have. It's like reading a book. Before literature, when you read books, you see that the students in class who read profusely. They read wide. Students who read wide, their language, they have a large repertoire of, diction. Their diction is so good. Their language is so good. So when they are speaking, they don't lack, they don't slow down. They don't stutter and stutter in quotes. They don't stutter. They just, they flow. It's the same thing. If you use technology, if you are able to use Grammarly, Quillbot, all this technology to refine your writing. The more you read what you write, the more you become that which you write. Your language will get refined. You will start sounding like that. So if you can use technology, you will enhance your positives. Young lawyers must become comfortable with AI tools, legal research technology. We've recently designed a legal research manual for judges. And the impact that is having alone, I cannot tell you enough. A young lawyer must become comfortable with data analysis. How many of you have taken data analytics courses? They are short, sometimes it's 2 weeks courses on data and analytics. Some schools are running them online, and these are online courses you can do in the evenings. Some are self-timed. So you are able to structure your schedule such that you take the course, you learn something, you now know how to analyze data properly. This is a skill you can pick up in this year as a short-term plan, that you will learn data analysis. So you take a short course in it. Digital communication, I said. Then another aspect, you need to be comfortable with online dispute resolution. Do you know anything about that? Most people don't. The modern lawyer must combine legal reasoning with technological competence. The profession is evolving, and so must you. You must also evolve with it. If you do not, you'll be like old wineskin, and we are trying to pour 2026 and beyond into you, new wine. If you pour new wine into old wineskin, the Bible says what happens? It tears. It will tear. You will not hold. So you must also evolve. Tell yourself that, I was called to the bar 5 years ago and things have changed. I want to also, come up to speed with technology. So I will take these courses and bring myself up to speed with technology. That is something you can do. Another way to enhance your chances at thriving as a young lawyer is to seek mentors. But I don't want you to become clones of your mentors. There's a mentorship program that the Federation of African Law Students is running currently. I'm the patron of the Federation of African Law Students, Ghana Directorate, and we're running a mentorship program. When we launched the program, one of the takeaways of that launch, which I gave them, was that in as much as you're going to meet mentors, we would not want you to become clones of your mentors, because you are unique. You've got your unique style. You've got something really special about you, and we don't want you to pick up personalities of your mentors, because you've got personality of your own. If you haven't got one, you need to develop one. So in as much as mentorship is advisable and it's good, I mean, those who have gone ahead of us and have walked the paths that we want to walk, they are better suited to tell us, step here, don't step here. But in as much as they are telling us, step here, don't step here, we know ourselves better. So when they say step here, you reassess it through yourself. That's okay. This, my mentor, is wise. They are experienced, and they say I should not step here. But when I look at myself and I know myself, I know that if I step here, I'll succeed. So I will take the risk and I'll bear the consequences of taking that risk and I'll step there. If it goes bad, you've learned a lesson. So you will do something different. You do it differently. And if it goes well, you become more confident in trusting your instincts. So you would have learned some things from your mentor. Mentorship is invaluable. Every successful lawyer can point to people who guided them. You would have learned something from them, but they don't determine your personality, your overall personality, what you got out of that mentorship, who you have become or who you are becoming is something that has to do with you. Whatever they are living, it's their lives. People, I have so many mentors. I remember one justice saying, "Hey, you every time you introduce someone or we meet someone, you say he's my mentor, she's my mentor." And I say, "Yeah, I have mentors for different aspects of my life. I have a mentor for resilience. I have a mentor for academics. I have mentors for different reasons. So I have many, many mentors. And each of them, I am watching them and learning from them. But I know me, I know Sedi. I know Sedi's weaknesses. I know her strengths. I know everything about her. I've lived with her for over 4 decades. I know her. So if my mentor says this or is doing this or advises that, I know what is also good for Sedi, and she will try it. If she makes a mistake, she'll learn from it. I have become comfortable with making my mistakes because I'm only human. We're only human. We make mistakes, and when you become comfortable with making mistakes, you no longer fear the judgment of others. You no longer fear what they think about you because people must be entitled to think whatever they want to think about you. And so when you are taking someone as your mentor, you should know that they're also fallible and you're fallible. So mentors should illuminate your path, but they should not determine your destination. That, ladies and gentlemen, this is the long and short of it. They can illuminate your path, but they don't determine your destiny, your destination, because you are an individual and you've got your own destiny. You've got your own, destination where you're heading. And actually, in life, I don't think there's a destination. There's just life and living it each day, one day at a time. You learn from many people, you observe widely, you absorb wisdom, but you remain authentic to yourself. Authentic. Authenticity is one of the greatest attributes. I admire in people. When I meet you and you're authentically yourself, wow. I applaud you in this life, in this Ghana, in this world, in this digital age where it's so easy not to be authentic. I feel like when I meet people who are authentically themselves, they are gems, they are rare gems, and it's beautiful to watch. I choose to think that I'm authentically myself. I choose to think that I'm saying this very advisedly. I choose to think that I'm authentically myself because I do not strive to be like anybody else, and I don't even mind if I stick out like a sore thumb. I'm very comfortable with not being like anybody else. I mean, it's okay. This is me. This is my life. And I don't need to be like anybody else. I just need to be the best version of myself every day. Try to work on myself. So that's the level of my authenticity. It's towards me. I'm answerable to me, that what I am today should be a better version of me yesterday. So I'm not going to even compare myself with anybody. That is authenticity. So you must remain authentic. And as much as you're doing mentorship, kindly remain authentic to yourself. So it brings us back to the first point. Do you know yourself? Have you gotten to know yourself? Have you fallen in love with yourself completely and unconditionally yet? Do you love yourself unconditionally? You need to know yourself and accept yourself unconditionally. You're good, you're bad, you're ugly, you're beautiful, you're in between, your vulnerabilities, your strengths, so that even when people tell you about your weakness, sometimes because you know, you just smile and say, "Yeah, yeah, I know about that. I know I'm working on it." You know, so you become comfortable with yourself. And when you become comfortable, even with what people say you are terrible at, you are so bad at this, you're not good in this light, When you are comfortable and you are working on it, and you yourself, you are trying to become a better person, and it makes it easier for you to forgive yourself. It makes it easier for you to even forgive other people because you are not hard on yourself, so you are hardly hard on other people. The goal is not to become a copycat of your mentor, but to become the best version of yourself. And this is what I've been saying. You don't become a copycat of yourself. I mean, that person is taken. See, this is what I tell my mentees. Everybody is taken already. The only person not taken is you. In your life, the only person not taken is you. You can't live someone else's life, and you can't hope to be like someone else. You need to be you, the best version of you. And that is valuable. And this is a point at which we are going to talk about the story I told you about, my personal story I'm going to share with you. Failure is not a verdict. It's not a verdict. It's not a guilty verdict. Success, failure, 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 failure. Sometimes you start from failure, failure, failure. You do so many failures before you succeed. Or sometimes you do success, failure, success. The patterns are very haphazard. Everybody and it's all okay. Everybody and their life and their story. It's all okay. But the main point of this part is for you to know that failure is not a verdict. When you have failed, or when somebody says you have failed, you did not meet a criteria, you're not good enough. It's not a verdict. It's not a verdict. Many young lawyers face discouragement. Job applications are rejected. Interviews fall through. Promotions are delayed. Cases are lost. And goals may feel out of reach. But remember, failure is just an event. The failure of that thing is an event. It's not your identity. It doesn't identify you. It doesn't define you. Many respected lawyers, judges, and leaders have faced setbacks, but what sets achievers apart is not the absence of failure. It is the refusal to be defined by it, to be identified by it. Every setback carries a lesson. Every obstacle offers insight. Every delay is a form of preparation. In 2024, by the end of 2023, my health had deteriorated to the point where I was literally dying. And when I spoke with management said, the way things are going, it doesn't look like you're going to make it. So why don't you consider early retirement? Management told me this. Why don't you consider early retirement? I was broken to hear these words. At that time, I was 1 month to turning 39 years. I had been in the service for many years, since 2015. So this was 2023. In 2 years, it would have been 10 years of service to the nation. And the nation, going to work for the nation, had left me in that state, and my health had deteriorated, and I was dying. And management told me that it would be better for me if I thought about early retirement. My heart was torn apart. I nearly wept, but instantly I remembered that a wise woman once told me that when words that can destroy you are spoken at you, you must reject them immediately. So immediately I said, no, I will not consider it because I've barely scratched the surface of my career. Those are the exact words I spoke to management. I will not consider it because I have barely scratched the surface of my career. This was September 2023. I came back home and I called my doctors in Ghana and I told them that I have been declared gone. They said at almost 39 years, 1 month to 39 years, I should end it. I should leave. I want you to find me solution to this problem. I don't care where we need to go. I am willing to fight for my life just to show that man is a liar And God is the only truth speaker. 3 months after that, I went for surgery, a life-changing surgery outside of this country. I came back after 11 days. But before I left, I heard that we were supposed to apply. Our year group, those of us who were up for consideration for promotion to the High Court, it was our time to apply. So all my friends, everybody, we all applied. We put in applications. So we put in applications in, I think it was December 2023, even before I traveled in February 2024. December 2023, we put in applications. So by the time I got back from my surgery, early March, still they hadn't called us for interview or anything. Only in May 2024, to hear that everybody was invited for the interview for the High Court, not appointment. The interview, just the interview. And I hadn't been invited. So, I mean, the me that you all know, everybody knows Sedi. Sedi is someone who always wants answers. I know I want answers. So I wrote to them, I wrote to management. And I asked, why wasn't I invited? I'm here. I put in my application and I am in the country. I am here. Why haven't you invited me for the interview? Management wrote back to me. In fact, the committee that was taking care of the whole thing, the chairperson wrote to me. And those words were the cataclysmic words that changed everything for me. I still have that letter on my phone and I look at it every day when I wake up. These days, when I look at it as the foundation that changed everything. That's why I said that I probably went through it so you don't have to go through anything that hard for you to wake up. You need to wake up now. So I got a response to my inquiry, and the response was this. Oh, yes, we received your application just like all your colleagues, and we assessed it. Unfortunately, you did not meet the criteria. The eligibility criteria. Unfortunately, you did not meet the eligibility criteria. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Simple as that is the simplicity of the words that was spoken to me. I was never the same again. I was like, I did not meet eligibility. The eligibility criteria is in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Go and read it. And everybody who you invited for the interview, we are all of the same class, the same everything. So tell me more. What was it exactly I did not meet? But at that point, I was so broken. I asked myself a question. Why would anybody say this to me? Do they not know how brilliant I am? All the cases I was dealing with at the circuit court in Adenta for 4 years, when I had become disabled, I was climbing that building with a walking stick, despite the fact that it is the job that made me disabled. What are you people talking about? I was completely broken. I was so broken, I would not eat for 3 days. I wept for 3 days, 3 nights. I wept like an animal in labor. But at the end of the third night, my husband told me something. He said, you need to wake up. He said to me that night, he said, they don't know who you are. Maybe that's why they said these things to you. Maybe everybody has forgotten what you are. You need to wake up. You've been sleeping. Yes, I know you've been sick since 2019. You've been fighting for your life. But this is 2024. I need you to wake up. I told you I was going to get very personal and tell you this story. My husband said, you need to wake up. I know you've been sick, but they don't know who you are. So you need to wake up. When people don't know who you are, when you become useless, when your value doesn't show, you are like the K in knife. And that's the only point at which someone can say this word to you, that you did not, an eligibility criteria that is in the Constitution for everybody to see, that everybody knows you are supposed to go in after this person for the interview. I mean, there was no reason that was done, right? And so I woke up, ladies and gentlemen. That was the wake-up call. And I promised myself that it will never be confused. Nobody will be confused about, even me. I will not be confused about me anymore. So, These days, people say, you do too much. You are always helping lawyers, law students, and you are doing this. I say, yeah, because I woke up. So what are you waiting for to wake up? So when I woke up, I applied to go to school. And when I went to the school, I whooped their asses. Yeah, because I woke up and realized that I was sleeping. I had been sleeping. That was the time I went to school and then I graduated valedictorian, that is said on. It was because I literally ran mad and went to school. Literally got questioned about my competence. And when your value is unknown even to yourself, because it looks like because I felt sick for a long while, even I had forgotten what I was or who I was. I had forgotten the gem. So at a point in time, the waking up is necessary. What are you doing today that feels like a failure? That was a setback for me. Promotions delayed. That is a set, and many people go through it. Many judges, you go and get close to any judge, they'll tell you they are up for promotion, but they are delayed. Maybe because nobody knows them or somebody is confused about somebody says they did not meet an eligibility criteria. How do you feel when these words are spoken to you as a young lawyer? You know you are good. Every time you write something for your senior, they'll give it red ink. They will underline everything just to, you know, let you know that you know nothing. But what is it? It should wake you up. Every single one of those moments. And I shared this personal experience with you to tell you that it is to wake you up. Today, when I look at the letter, I say, thank God for this letter. Without this letter telling me I did not meet the eligibility criteria, I would not have woken up. I would have still been slumbering and been comfortable and just, you know. So that delay, that rejection, that review, your senior reviews your work and writes a lot of red ink, marks it, all that is for you to wake up. Whatever gem you are a gem. Everybody is a gem. Everybody has something unique about them. Wake up. Wake up, wake it up. If it's a lioness, lion sleeping, wake it up. You've got marvelous and wonderful things to do. And don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let anything hold you back. Nothing should hold you back. I know, I mean, when you start thriving, people are going to start just this morning it occurred to me and I made a post on Facebook. So go and look for my post on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Sedinam Kwadam. That's all. Just Sedinam Kwadam. But on LinkedIn as Justice Sedinam Awo Kwadam. On Facebook, I'm verified. There's a blue tick there. Go and look at the post I made this morning when we are done with this call. When you start thriving, when you wake up and you start thriving, you start shining, you start doing all that you have in you, you start bringing it out, many things will change and many people will change around you. But don't let anybody hold you back. As a young lawyer, yeah, you are a young lawyer, but you're a maestro. All that you will be 15 years from now, 20 years from now, is inside you right now. Go and look in the mirror. All that you will be, that senior lawyer, successful senior lawyer that you will be in 10 years, in 15 years, is looking right back at you in your mirror. All these failures, setbacks, delays, no, they are not to break you. They are to wake you up and to make you start working on thriving. Never stop learning. That's why I went back to school, and that's why I'm going back to school, and that's why I will always go back to school. I will always learn. I'll always keep learning. Your zest to know. The legal profession, does not tolerate. It doesn't tolerate stagnation at all. So you need to learn. The law evolves, society evolves, technology evolves, clients evolve. So lawyers who stop learning risk becoming obsolete. You become obsolete. You need to learn, commit to continuous growth. I think I started off with this. So there's, I can't, I will not belabor the point. Please keep going to school, keep learning. Every field, keep knowing, keep seeking knowledge aggressively. Because the more you learn, the more you keep your brain working, your brain doesn't die. You are up to speed with changing, evolving technologies, evolving clients, evolving societies, and you merge. You also become new wine in new wine skin. Okay, you become new wineskin, in which new wine is, you don't tear apart. Read widely, study consistently, attend seminars, publish, share ideas, engage in professional networks, pursue further education. I can't say this enough. Pursue further education. They say everybody is going to school. Yeah, join everybody. You to go to school. Stay intellectually curious. That's what I was saying. You want to know, you want to go to school, you want to learn this because you're curious about it. And everybody is doing it. They say everybody is reading ADL. You, what do you know about ADL? If everybody is reading ADL, it means that the list of the lawyers you don't respect, Crown knows ADL, but you don't know. You that you are sitting there saying everybody is doing ADL. You, do you know ADL? Do you know if they ask you to do arbitration right now, can you do arbitration? So you are sitting there feeling better than those doing the courses and mass, and yet you don't have it. What are you waiting for? Ladies and gentlemen, keep being curious about different fields. I'm curious about so many things. I think about 3 months ago, the Ghana Shippers Authority, they came to do some course with us at the High Court building. And then we went to the shipyard, the Tema Port and MPS. And like a kid in a candy store, my eyes just popped out. I was looking at the ships are huge. Oh my goodness. And I was so fascinated. I was so excited. I came back home and said, I'm going to read maritime law. Not because it may come in handy on our practice. I mean, at the bench, High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, maritime law. We have maritime cases, so it will definitely come in handy. But I am more curious about the words I was hearing, the strategy and all that. I was so curious. So out of curiosity, I will read it. I'm doing a lot of medical cases out of curiosity. I need to learn medical law. So I will learn it. Once God has given you life, you have health, and you can afford to pay. You see, fortunately, the schools in Ghana, even abroad, you can pay half. So you stop spending on, like me, I'll stop spending on Mary Kay makeup. I won't buy Mary Kay again. These days I go to work without makeup because I'm training myself to get off, to finance some of these curiosities about going to school. You need to cut back on your leisures and the things that excite you, like Mary Kay makeup. So I have cut back on that one. No makeup to work. These days, no makeup to work. And then I'll pay school fees and go and learn. I'm learning for me. Don't laugh at me. I know what I need to cut back on to pay my school fees. You too, if it is, what have you people been drinking? Moe. Some people, they always have to have Moe in the house. Cut back on the Moe and go and you can do one course this year. Give yourself a break next year. The year after next year, take another course. Just keep learning so that you don't lose touch with the evolving legal field. The moment you believe you know enough is the moment your growth begins to decline. If you think you know, I'm old, I'm too old, I'm 50 plus, I cannot go to school. Hey, go to school even when you are 70. Learn something new. It keeps your brain, some of the psychological illnesses. I hear that when you keep the brain working, you reduce your risk. So, I mean, learning is good. Apart from the fact that you get to know many things, it can keep you healthy, mentally healthy. And when other aspects of your life are tedious, family life, marriage, children, even your health, your doctors keep giving you reports that make you feel sad, you know, going to school and meeting new people, making new friends, in quotes, making new friends, and just networking with a new class, a group of people. It can excite you and make you forget some of these troublesome aspects of your life, other aspects like family life. Maybe you are going through a divorce, but every time you go to class, somebody will make you laugh. You have lectures, you laugh a bit, and you come back, and it helps you deal with some of the difficulties in your life. And that's why you must. Apart from the fact that if you think you've reached the limit of your knowledge, you are not wise. It's that simple. You're not wise. You need to define success for yourself. Do not let society define success for you. So the thief of joy is comparison. When you compare yourself with other people, It threatens your fulfillment, true professional fulfillment. There'll always be someone earning more than you, someone who is more visible, someone who is more recognized, someone who appears more successful. And we use appear because some people appear successful. The post I made on Facebook today, there's one lawyer who went to comment that I look what? I look expensive. And I said, appearances can be very deceptive, right? You don't know what is inside lizard's stomach. Anyway, someone who appears successful, there'll always be someone. Focus instead on purpose. Success is not just reaching a destination, no. It is becoming the person capable of fulfilling your purpose. So success is not that, oh, I've reached the end. I've bought 2 houses, I've bought 3 houses, I have 4 cars. And then do you feel fulfilled? Somebody can have just 1 house, 1 car, and be very fulfilled. Some of them, they don't even need a house. They believe people, some people believe that, I mean, they can roam the earth continuously until they are old enough to die. And they don't even know how they will die. So they can roam. There are many people, when you go abroad and you have friends who are Europeans, you will understand what I'm saying. They don't thrive to own property. No, 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 no. They thrive to live each day happy and fulfilled. So you are chasing so many assets and yet you are unfulfilled. So you need to define success and fulfillment for yourself. Build a career that reflects your values, build a life that reflects your principles, build a legacy that reflects your character. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say that the legal profession is about more than making a living. As a young lawyer, you need to know that it is about making a difference. What impact are you having? A lot of people describe me as impactful. I tend to think that the impact my life, my practice, or whatever I say is having. I've been doing it for all my life. I've been doing this all my life, except that now because of the digital age, we are doing a lot more webinars, a lot more legal education, continuous legal education, and some of us are natural teachers, so we keep helping, we keep assisting. It's part of a judge's job. It's part of our code of ethics that when it comes to legal education, you're supposed to help, especially continuous legal education. If you can teach, if it's your gift, like mine, you can teach. When you teach topics, people understand it better. As a judge, it is your duty to help with legal education. So those who are going around saying, some of us, like Justice Osei, Justice Dennis, Justice Dr. Hre, Dr. Ernesto Usudapa, we are doing too much. Everywhere we are teaching people. And please, it is part of our job. We are supposed, Justice Cheba, we are supposed to teach. Anna Sewadi Adonte, we are supposed to teach. We are supposed to help. It's part of our job, although we have the judicial. A good bar, if we help in making the bar solid, is it not members of the bar that feed the bench? So it is our duty. You understand? Even in the judicial, we have a judicial training institute that also goes to teaching. So, and we have all these justices I just mentioned who are senior faculty members of the JTI. So, as for teaching law, we are supposed to do, and that is impact. So, as a young lawyer, you're looking at making a difference. What impact are you having? Strive to be a lawyer known for your integrity, your competence, and impact. Your future in law is not accidental. It must be intentionally created. You need to be conscious about it. I told you about short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans. And then all these skills that we just discussed this evening, putting them to work and preparation, all that goes to preparation. Now, when you have prepared by doing all these things and more, because you tailor this conversation to make you aware from my perspective. And let me put the disclaimer out here. It is my perspective. It is, please don't take anything I've said, hook, line, sinker plus float. You must tailor what you have heard to suit your peculiarities. You are unique. And you need to own your uniqueness. So if you've heard something good, if you have a good takeaway from this conversation, you will necessarily have to tailor it to suit your personality and to make you thrive, to amplify your strengths. When you amplify your strength, you will thrive. Preparation plus opportunity equals excellence. The opportunity will come. Your creator will create the opportunity. People who love you will create the opportunity for you. So be prepared so that when that opportunity comes, you will be excellent. I don't doubt it. You shall be excellent. Everybody has it in them to succeed. And I do not doubt it for 1 second. Don't doubt yourself. I need you to believe in yourself. Be confident. You have come this far not by accident, it is by intentionality. And you need to believe in that. Have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. Strive. Keep giving it your best shot. Do not give up. Okay? I believe in you. If nobody has told you, I believe in. I've never met anybody I don't believe in. Once I see you are alive, you are working, you are going to school, you are working, you are doing your best. So I believe in you. You keep giving life your best shot. So I believe in you. I have confidence in the fact that you're going to keep striving and you will thrive. And a day is going to come when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I like what I see. I love what I see. And I'm not talking about physical. I'm actually talking about the essence of you, the totality of you. You look at yourself, you feel it in your soul, you feel it within your spirit. I love what I see, and I love what I am becoming, and I will keep working on what I am becoming. Every day I have is a gift I am grateful for. Every time I'm healthy to rise and walk and keep going, I am grateful and I'll keep giving it my best shot. Remember that Sedi said this. Don't even say my lady said this or Justice said no. Remember that you heard Sedi tell you this, that she has confidence because you have reached where you are. She has confidence in you that you will get to your destination. You will thrive. You will make it. And you need to start believing in yourself, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I am very grateful for this evening. And we started off very hitchy, but it looks like it turned out well. Thank you so much. I bow out. I bow out. Thank you very much.
Uh, all right. I was going to say I wish I could unmute everybody so we could clap, but I can see that clapping is going on already. So, um, right. I'm overwhelmed. I must confess, I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. Discover your unique value. Reputation is your most valuable currency. It must be built on real competence, build capacity. My lady says, learn the business of the law, embrace technology, or risk becoming irrelevant. Mentorship is invaluable. Mentors illuminate your path, but do not determine your destination. Failure is not a verdict. That is my favorite. Failure is not a verdict. It is an event, not an identity. Preparation and will certainly meet opportunity, and then you find excellence in that. Finally, remember that SEDI has confidence in you. Please, we are allowed on this one, we are allowed to say SEDI. SEDI has confidence in you. Ladies and gentlemen, learned seniors, learned colleagues, I am overwhelmed, but let me keep my composure for so that we can continue. We'll go into the question and answer session. We just have a few minutes to go. So a few housekeeping rules, please. If you want to ask a question, you would raise your hand. Kindly find the hand button, raise your hand, and then I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself and then ask your question. Let's all remain muted as the questions come. But before that, please remember my name is Emily A.A. Mensah. On the back of this very, very powerful, session with my lady Sedinam Kwadam, I want you to know that service is also innate in me, and I am happy to serve the Young Lawyers Forum of the Ghana Bar Association. And I humbly request that you give me the nod to serve you. Thank you very much. So if there are any questions, please raise your hand and then I can see one hand up. Right. Okay. So Rachel Cetra, call Council Rachel, and please you can unmute and ask your question.
Hey, can I be?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Council, we can hear you. Kindly
Yes,
speak up
can
a
I
bit.
be?
Council, we can hear you. Kindly speak up and let's hear your question. You can also
First
put
of
your questions in the chat box.
hello.
Council, please go ahead. We can hear you.
All right. Okay. So Rachel. I'd like to say a very big thank you to you, Emily, for making this possible and for bringing on board my lady said the name to give us this insightful yes. So my question is in respect of continuous education, doing an LLM and all that. So you'd get advice from some senior lawyers that instead of going to do your master's, rather practice for a while. So after practicing for a while, you'd find a field that you are interested in, then you would do your master's in that field, as opposed to right school while doing your practice. You should just do masters in anything because other people are doing it. Yes. So I want to give my leading input on that. So you wait, practice for a while, find a field that you are interested in, then master in it, or just like the law is evolving, you should also evolve as much law as possible. So I like to
Very well.
have my
Thank you. My lady will
input.
take the question.
Yeah. Yeah. So the timing, you're talking about the timing of specialization or, doing an LLM. Now, when you talk about timing, it means that you actually think that there's just one thing you need to do. You see, that is when you start putting timelines on it. Do I do it before, gain some experience before? No. Every day is a going concern. The clock is ticking. Whilst you are working, something will prick your mind. There's an area of law that you know nothing about, and that course is being run. If you have the finances, go and do it. And a lot of the schools are doing evening classes. So you're able to work and school. So most of us who work, that's how we school. We work and we school. We work and school. We work from morning till 5. We go to evening school from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's how we do it. So it's not about you want to gain experience or you want to test the waters. By the time you finish testing the waters, maybe if you are female, you get pregnant. You have a child on the way. The child is 1 year, 2 years. There's nobody to help you with the child. Life will keep happening. So there's no better time than now. That's my policy. There's no better time than now. You have the time, you have the money, the resources. Please do it. Don't say you want to gain any experience anywhere, for what? Going to school is also part of the experience. You are going to learn something new. It's part of the experience, practical and theory. So you are working and then you are getting theory in another field. Specialization is something that will come to you after some time, okay? Don't rush specialization. Just get to know different aspects of the law. When you are being trained in law school, did they choose one special area for you to train in? No, they train you to be a lawyer. So why are you so keen on specialization? It will come to you. What you thrive at will come to you. But whilst it is coming, whilst we wait for it to come to you, whilst we wait for you to awaken into that special area, that niche where you will thrive, you need to keep learning. You need to keep the wheel running. You don't sit down for the wheels to gather cobwebs before you say, aha, light bulb moment. I am supposed to be a commercial, corporate lawyer. So I'm going to go to school now. By that time, you many things may have cropped up. So I say tailor it to suit your personal timetable. Okay, your life. Everybody has what's happening in their lives. They know when they need to do something. Um, Another thing you can do is to speak to someone about it. Speak with someone. I mean, after this conversation, you could speak with someone. Many lawyers come to me at work with such personal questions, and then we dissect, and then I help them reach a conclusion that works for themselves, their families, and everything. So speak to someone about it. Maybe when we look at your personal life, what is happening in your life at that particular time, we can assist you to tailor a career progression or academic advancement to tailor it to suit your peculiarity. You are an individual. We can't give you a one size fits all. Everybody is unique. Everybody's life is unique. I hope you understand, Rachel.
Very well, my lady, there are two questions in the chat box. So the first one is, please, can my lady share with us emerging areas of the law we can explore as young lawyers? That's the first. And the second is it possible to get the slides of my lady? I'll leave that to my lady.
Yeah, it's possible to get the slides. I'll share them with Emily, and then she'll put it out. I don't know how she's gonna
Thank you,
give
my
them,
lady.
but I'll give them to Emily. And then the first question, the emerging areas of law, the one that sticks out to me is AI, technology, IT law. So it's something you should consider. Then there's medical practice. We are getting more and more medical negligence cases in courts or prospective litigants, the citizenry. There's a growing awareness. I think that's the best way to describe it. There's a growing awareness of people's rights when it comes to medical care, medical treatment. So people are approaching law firms and saying, I want to sue my doctor, I want to sue my hospital. I think medical law is something you should look at. And then the traditional ones too are still there. They are still thriving. I mean, those practices are still there. Commercial law, I chose a course that many people don't do in Ghana, International Criminal Law and Justice, and it proved to be absolutely exciting. Because of that course, I got to visit the ICC, the ICJ, and I got to experience a lot of different things. And so mine is curiosity. It's not emerging areas of law. Mine is more of curiosity because I'm a judge. So my profession is to adjudicate, but I need to know many things in life, and that's what drives me. But for you, I see IT, AI law, I see medical practice, medical law, I see commercial law, investment, international trade and investment law is also very good. And then the international laws too. As for human rights and humanitarian law, they've already been done. I mean, many people do them, so it's also there. You can do it. Any law, any law. Yeah, the second question. No, I can't hear you, Emily.
Yes, sorry. My lady, there's another question. How can a junior associate find suitable mentors who are interested in their growth or transition a casual professional relationship into a structured, impactful mentorship without it feeling forced? How can a junior associate find suitable mentors who are interested in their growth or transition a casual professional relationship into a structured, impactful mentorship without it being forced or feeling
Being
forced?
forced. Well, one thing you need to know is that senior lawyers, judges, senior judges, they are very busy people. So if you approach someone to formally mentor you, they are going to say, I don't have time, or I don't like a structured mentorship program. They'll tell you they don't have time. What you need to do is to be smart. My people, be smart. You meet someone who is willing to have conversations that enrich you, to guide you. Sometimes, if you have questions, they're able to help you. If you have legal, difficulties with cases and files before you, they're able to guide you. That is your mentorship. That is you. You don't need to label it, and you don't need to put it in a box for it to be mentorship. As long as you have a relationship with them, you can call them, you can go to their office, you can go to their chambers and say, "Oh, my lord or my lady or senior lawyer, senior, I have this question. Can I come to your office? I have this issue. Can I call you? When is it convenient to have a brief conversation with you? 15 minutes, tops, 10 minutes." That is mentorship. So I want you to take your mind out of the box and say you want a structured, otherwise you will never get it. Make do with what you get. Make friends with senior lawyers you admire and who you think are impactful enough to guide you, and approach them. Approach them and have conversations with them as and when, so that you yourself in your head you structure something, but you don't tell them. If you tell them, they'll tell you they are tired and they are busy. All right.
Very well, my lady. Thank you. Please, if you have any more questions, kindly raise your hand or put the question in the chat box so that my lady can answer.
Okay. See.
We are still on the okay, so there is a hand up, Kwesi Nyamfo. Right. So Kwesi, if you can hear me, please unmute and then you can ask your question.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Mine is a suggestion to yourself and a humble plea to my lady that I'm just hoping and praying that it doesn't become one of many promises that gets swept under the drain, because really this is the greatest mentorship we can have. I'm not sure I mean, we may end up appearing before my lady, but when she's in a wig and gown, we'll have my lady losing up like this for us. And so if I believe that you would get a nod as vice president, but once you get a nod, this should be either a monthly ritual where you are bringing justices or you are bringing senior lawyers. You just have a conversation. This doesn't cost much. Ordinarily, we would want to sit somewhere and chit chat as lawyers, but this is quite impactful. One weekend in a relaxed atmosphere, we get to interact with my lady losing up. And I'm sure we are all very much impressed. And so I would beg that, Madam Emily, you would have our vote, I'm sure. But once you get to be vice president, we would beg you not to disgrace my lady, because my lady has spent almost 2 hours with us. And so if it becomes consistent, then my lady will be proud that she left some impact. She made
Absolutely.
some impact. So my lady, we are exceedingly grateful. Myself and the many lawyers on the platform, we are exceedingly grateful. I must say that I have learned quite a lot, and we can assure you that we won't disappoint. And
Thank you.
whenever I appear before you, I will tell you that, my lady, there's this Christian young man whom you impacted. We are so grateful. Thank you.
I am so happy to hear this. I am so happy to hear this. And it's good that the bar associations, regional, especially the regional bar associations, the regional level, you are able to have these mentorship conversations. You don't need to label them mentorship, just conversation with seniors. Conversation with each other. Then you have some seniors leading the conversation. You can say it's a conversation with each other, and then you have some seniors leading the conversation. And people need to talk. People want to talk. People want some guidance. It's not an easy field. Things are very difficult. Imagine the story I told you about my life. I had some very senior judges, the Supreme Court justices, who I could call and cry to, and they would tell me. I remember one of them said, "You are brilliant. Don't worry, time will change everything, and God Himself will meet you at the point of your need. Don't worry. Don't worry at all." So there are people who need to talk. People want to talk, and you can create that platform. If you do create that platform where once in a while we have these conversations and help each other out with these difficulties in our practice. We are not superhuman. No. Lawyers, judges, we are not superhuman. We are just human. We are going through the same difficulties people are going through, if not more. And we need to have conversations that edify us. We need to encourage each other. Just a word from someone can make you strong enough to go through some difficulties. All right. So we look forward to that. If you do, some of us are more than willing to help in whatever way we can help that does not interfere with our work or ethics and all that. We will help. Be sure that we will help. One thing you know, and any of the lawyers close to me know that even if you are my lady's good friend, you were her mentee, you did attachment with her, and she still guides you on phone or what. If you appear before me, it's a different person altogether. And you better do well because even my expectations for you are higher than somebody I don't even know, I didn't train. If I trained you and you are doing a case, you're making rookie mistakes. The way I will high money at you. Are you making these mistakes? I will call you out because I expect better from you. So don't you even worry about we having these conversations with you and it interfere. A true teacher is a true teacher. You can be a teacher's pet. If you fail, your teacher will even be more disappointed in you. That's a true teacher. So, Emily, the challenge has been thrown to you. They say if you win, and we wish you the best, we wish you the best in this campaign.
Thank you, my
If you
lady.
do win, it's something. And even if you don't, you are still a member of the bar. And it is your right to organize anything. People will come. People will participate. You are still a member of the bar. And you can cooperate. You can work with anybody. See, this is a conversation I wanted to have with you privately. But now that it's been brought up, you are complete. You are whole. You are perfect. You are wonderful. You are amazing just as you are. This is not a position that's going to define you. This is not your defining moment. It's just one of those events that you want to participate in. And if it works out, and you will impact. If it doesn't work out, probably I told my mother this once. She was applying for a job somewhere and the windows kept shutting. The windows kept shutting. I told her that if the windows are shutting, a door is going to be open for you. She was applying for position to teach in the schools, the second cycle schools, secondary schools in Tema. We had just moved to Tema. My mother is a teacher. And she was a teacher. She's retired, and she was applying to teach because we had moved houses. She resigned, and she was reapplying to join GES again. And nobody was giving her a job. When she comes home, she'll be crying. She'll be so sad. And I told her, she reminds me till date. I told her that, Mommy, if the windows are shutting, a door will open. She became a director of GES. A door will open. So if Emily, if this doesn't go the way you plan, there's a bigger plan. And you need to look at the bigger picture. Your essence is so whole. Your essence is so complete. You have something more to do. So do not limit yourself to just this moment. It's just one of your moments. Many more await you. Thank you.
Okay. I'm still the host, so I'm not going to get emotional. Thank you. Thank you so much, my lady. And thank you, Mr. Yanfo. There are two more questions in the chat box. But before that, I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to Zeus Atlas Limited, Zeus, Zeus, for putting this webinar together for free. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. They are consultants in various aspects. You can check them out for any consultancy work. They are experts in engineering and business consultancy as well. Thank you so much, Zeus Atlas Limited. Okay, my lady, the next question. Would you say that it is important to be in the field before taking an LLM, as it helps you better understand the field? By field, I believe the writer is talking about practice. Would you say it is better to be in the field before taking an LLM, as it helps you better understand the field? And the next question is, what do you do as a young lawyer if you want to pursue an LLM but can't afford it, even if it's in Ghana, because
Okay.
of the cost involved and all the efforts to gain funding? have proved us
Okay.
successful.
Okay. So the first question, would you say that it is important to be in the field before taking an LLM as it helps you do better? It helps you to better understand the field. Whether you are in the field or not, you will understand. You are a lawyer. You've been trained to understand anything and everything. So it really doesn't make any difference. I don't find that it makes any difference. There's no difference whether you are in the field or not. I'm not in the field of international criminal law and justice, but I studied it. Where are you in the field of international human rights when you do international human rights as a master? No. So really, that is really not up for discussion. It's not even a point to consider at all. It's a non-starter. You do what you want to learn, what you want to explore, an adventure you want to embark on, not because you are in the field or anything. Being in the field has nothing to do with it, okay? And then about this, how do you call it, financing further studies. So if you cannot afford to finance your further studies, you need to start looking at scholarships. You need to start looking at entities that offer scholarship, including Ghana scholarships. There are Ghanaian entities that offer scholarship. Even some of your seniors can afford to assist you. Write an IOU. Mm? Write a note or something that you will pay back, or something that, I mean, if you're a person of your word, you are honest, you are credible. If you ask someone to sponsor your education for you to repay them in installments, or I don't think they'll deny you. Apart from the traditional financial institutions, you should try and look at the non-traditional ones like seniors and other entities that offer scholarships as well. Financing education is a very huge aspect of further education. I admit that, admittedly. And so you should look at scholarships and seeking help. There's no shame in asking. See, people ask for financial assistance for crazy things. So how much more to advance your education? And I know there are people who will help you. If you've proved yourself, you've shown yourself as someone who is serious, I don't think anybody will deny you that help. If they have it, they'll give you. If they don't have it, you keep asking. The Bible says ask. So keep asking. Apply for scholarships as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my lady. I think someone wants to ask a question, but said I had disabled the chat box. Please, is it possible to raise your hand so that I can let you unmute? If there are any questions, please raise your hand and then we can unmute. We have just a few minutes to go. My lady has spent her very, very precious time impacting us this evening. And as I said, I'm still keeping my composure for later. So if anybody has a question, my lady will take it, and then we can gladly let her take leave of us so that she can attend to other things. Any more questions? Okay, there's a hand up. My lady, just a minute. Michelle Offer. Michelle, kindly unmute and ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much. So my question is, how was this like transitioning from the bar to the bench? How was the transition like? Yes, so please, that's my question. Please, did you hear me?
Yes, I think my lady heard you.
Oh,
I think my lady has gone off.
Has gone offline. So let me kindly use the opportunity to again appeal to all of us on the platform to kindly consider my candidature for your service as Vice President of the upcoming Young Lawyers Forum. I've engaged widely with my seniors, my colleagues alike, and I believe that it is a task that I can handle, and it is a service that I can render, and not just render, but to make impact. I really appreciate your time here this evening, and I hope that you give me the nod. I am going to reach out to all of you, and I believe that when I reach out, I'll be happy. Thank you so much for joining. We haven't left yet, but let's give my lady, she still has some 8 minutes to go. So let's see if she'll join us, and then we can wrap this up. All right.
Lesinia, we logged on with our emails. Are we able to receive the slides via email since the consults, Zeus, I'm sure they would have our email addresses. So would appreciate it if you're able to share the
Very well.
slides.
Very well. So the understanding is that since the logins are via emails, the consultancy will have their emails, so we can share the material, my lady's material, which she's graciously said she'd share with me. We could share that with them. Is that correct, Mr. Anfo?
Yes,
Very
yes.
well. So
Philip.
once your emails are available, learned colleagues, learned seniors, I would do well to share my lady's material with you as soon as I get it from her through my organizers, Zeus Atlas Limited. Thank you. I'll do that. Yes. Let's check if my lady is back on the call. Okay. I am not sure. Let me find out from her. Oh, my lady is back. All right. So my lady, please, there were questions that you were answering before you went offline. My lady, can you hear us, please? Maybe I should allow. Please, is my lady online? Okay, my lady says she can hear me. My lady, please, okay, you can unmute now. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm back.
Come back, my lady.
Thank you. My internet, I had to switch data. The other one I was using had run out. Sorry. Yeah. And I'm back. So let's proceed. You had another question.
Yes,
I
my
think
lady. The
yeah.
question was, how were you able to transition between or from the bar to the bench, and how easy was it?
When it comes to the transition from bar to bench, there's a how do I even say? There's a procedure. They'll call for applications. They'll call for applications. You apply. If you are called for an interview, you come for the interview. Or if there's an exam, you write an exam. So back in 2015, I was called to the bar in 2012. I was called to the bar in 2012. And then by 2015, I had gotten the call in my heart that I should join the bench. It came from my experiences in practice. And I wanted to join at the lowest level because I wanted to learn. By now, you know, I'm curious about learning. So I wanted to learn right from the beginning. And I applied. So at our time, we apply, we write an exam, including a computer exam and then computer literacy exam. And then if you pass the exams, they call you for an interview. You go for the interview with a panel, a committee of the Judicial Council, appointment committee of the Judicial Council. And then after that interview, they do security background check. The security apparatus of the state to do background checks on you, depending on what you put in the application, your referees, the schools you went to, your parents. And when they are satisfied and you pass all the tests that they have, then you are appointed. That's for the lower bench. The lower bench appointment under the 92 Constitution is by the Chief Justice. So the Chief Justice appoints the president who approved the list, and then the appointment ceremony was done for us in 2015. And it's still the same procedure as of now. You write an exam, you pass the exam, you do an interview. After an interview, you pass the interview, they'll do security background check. And if you pass that, the Chief Justice will do the appointment ceremony for you. That's the lower bench. For the superior bench, for the High Court, if you are a judge from the lower bench, when they call for applications, you apply. And then you go for an interview. There's no exam. So you go for an interview with the appointment committee, after which they do a security background check. And if the president of the republic, that's the executive, the head of the executive, deems it fit to appoint you, because the appointment is by the head of the executive, who is the president of the republic, then you are appointed to the High Court. For those who are coming from the bar straight to the High Court, when they also apply, they also interview, they go through the same interview that those of us from the lower bench, from the circuit court go through. And then if they pass the interview, same thing, security background check, then the president appoints. For the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court, the nominations are from the presidency. The Attorney General, speaking on behalf of the president, who nominates the justices and senior lawyers. So the constitutional requirements must be met. And then if you meet the constitutional requirements, you go for the interview with the appointments committee of the Judicial Council, and then they advise the president, and there's an appointment. I mean, Supreme Court is totally different. There's parliamentary, approval as well. There's parliament vetting, there's parliamentary vetting, etc. So each level. But how easy it was for me, is there anything easy? Every adventure is it has its own ups and downs. So you are anxious about it, but when it comes to competence and capacity, if you are a good lawyer, you make a good bencher. So your expertise as a lawyer, how good you are, how well trained you are, then all the other attributes, ethics, conduct, etc., your behavior on and off the bench, etc., and whatever you are as a lawyer will reflect on you as a bencher. So even as you are practicing, even now that you're practicing as a lawyer, if you hear the calling for you to join the bench, and it usually comes as a calling. You feel it in your heart that maybe you have a keen sense of justice. You're able to see the justice of cases very easily, and you have the temperament to endure, to endure people's submissions, to listen. You have a listening ear because you listen to many different stories, especially if you start off at the lower bench like some of us did. The community-based court, district court, they'll come and tell you all sorts of stories. You have to have a listening, you have to be curious. You like stories. So when they come, they tell, and then what happened? Then you are writing, and you have to be very hardworking. You have to write a lot and read a lot. You read volumes of submissions and written addresses and analytics. That's why I said those of you who have not taken any course in analysis, it's not the best situation. You need to analyze evidence. If you have that skill, it means that you could easily be a good bencher. You can analyze the evidence before you can weigh. A judge is weighing evidence. In a criminal case, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. So what amounts to a reasonable doubt is a matter of the judge's consideration, your mind, and the evidence. How much weight you attach to an piece of evidence. Does it raise a reasonable doubt? In a civil case, you are weighing two sides, right? You're weighing two sides. Which one is weightier on your mind? So if you can't do comparative analysis, critical thinking is not your strength, you will not be a good bencher. So that calling maybe is coming from somewhere else and it's for you to do something else. But if you can do critical thinking, you can do analysis, you can weigh properly, you have a keen sense of justice, you have integrity, you are able to do the work, you are hardworking, and you're able to listen, you have patience for people, you don't lose your cool so easily. It's tempting, very tempting. Being a bencher, People will come and push you. Lawyers, you people, you are the lawyers. You come and push us so hard, and you need to call on all the spirit inside you. Stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. Sometimes you'll be telling yourself in your head, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm, because you're so pushed, you're so provoked, but you need to stay calm. How do you take being pushed? If someone pushed you that far, would you lose your cool? A couple of times we lose our cool, but we are learning, we are still learning, we are fallible. So for me, I won't say it was easy or it was difficult. It's a personal thing. I don't want to tell you it's easy or it's difficult. It's your personal thing. This is for you. So you need to assess yourself. We come back to point one. Get to know yourself. Know yourself, know your strengths, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, your everything. And see, do you have these strengths? These strengths, are they reflective of a good bencher? If they are, come and serve your country, please. We need you. Come and serve your country on the bench. And if it is your calling and you are happy in it, you will be fulfilled. So that even when they push you and they are pushing you out, they are saying go on early retirement, you will still stand firm. Even if you become disabled, you are using a wheelchair, you are walking, you are using a walking cane, you still stand firm because you know it is your calling. You know that you have something to give, you have a service to render, and you have a gift, right? So get to know yourself. And if you hear that calling, my gentleman who asked the question, please, or is it a lady? Please join us. You are welcome. The bench awaits you. Thank you.
The bench awaits you. We'll take our I hope this is our very last question because it's past 8, but my lady, if you may indulge us because you went off for a bit, we'll take our very last question. Hopefully this would be our last. Sometimes
Justified me staying on.
Sometimes young lawyers face certain challenges like finding a place to work after pupillage, especially when your place of pupillage didn't help you much with a good learning experience. How do you, as a young lawyer seeking a good place to learn, convince an interview panel that though you may not have the experience they want, you are willing to learn on the job?
It's not every law firm that is going to spoon feed you and teach you how to be a good lawyer. When I was doing my pupillage in Mr. Fugger's company, law firm, Fugger and Company, they throw you in, like a baby bird. Mama bird will push you off the cliff. You fly, you die, you die. So they throw you in. Now, if you go to a law firm and you're expecting someone to hold your hand and spoon feed you and teach you, it won't come and you'll be disappointed and you wouldn't have gotten anything out of the pupillage. So the mindset with which you went into that pupillage itself was maybe a little faulty. Yeah, I dare say it was slightly faulty. You needed to have thought that nobody owes me anything. I said that I've been called to the bar. I am the one saying that I'm a lawyer. If anything, I'm here to prove myself. And so I'm going to hit the ground running. If they give me a file I don't know anything about, I'll sit my butt down and read about it, look at the precedents available, do more research, and come out on top of this. But not that they didn't teach me and they didn't give me. Who were we expecting to do that for you? So the mindset worries, and that is what has created the incapacity here. Your feeling of incapacitation is because you expected to be taught. After law school, you've been called to the bar, you still expected to be taught. No, you expect yourself to learn. Whether the person is teaching you deliberately, consciously, directly, or indirectly, you are learning from watching them. You are learning from worrying them. And please, this file that you are going to cut, can I follow you? Can I read your brief before you go? I want to prepare with you. Can I prepare for you? Is there anything you want me to draft? These days, I hear that when the senior says, junior lawyer, draft this, then they are grumbling. Hey, see, you cannot finish pupillage and tell me that they didn't owe you any teaching. They did not owe you any teaching. You should have learned on your own. If they have the time and you get a senior who is a teacher like me, then fine, they'll teach you. But if they don't, please don't feel entitled. You need to sit your behind down and learn on your own. Go and sit in, because some of you, you come to court, you finish what you are doing, you are in a hurry to leave. Where are you going? Sit in the courtroom and learn. When you come for a case, you are holding brief, then you are in a hurry to take a date and run away. Where are you going? There are seniors who are about to move motions. A court is going to make pronouncement. You will not sit down and learn. Fine. You ask for this conversation, we'll have it on another day. As to, yeah, I'm getting carried away because I see a lot of junior lawyers being in a rush to leave courtrooms instead of sitting down and learning. If you appear before me, you know that we are going to learn. If you appear in my court, General Jurisdiction 14, we will learn. Oh, because even me, I'm learning. Whilst I'm doing the case, I am finding something new in the CI and we are reading it together and we are discovering new things inside the CI. Recently, we discovered a new one. Are you aware that if you file an entry of appearance as a lawyer for a defendant, you are to write the address of the defendant in addition to yours? Go and read Order 9, Rule 1. Where's my CI? Rule 1, Sub Rule 2. Order 9, Rule 1. Where's my CI? It's not in here. Order 9, Rule 1, Sub Rule 2. I'll read it to you because it's important you know this. Go and look for Order 1, Rule 9, Sub Rule 2, 47. Let me look for my digital one. And I'll read it to you right now. CI 47. If someone has found it, they should open it, but I have found mine. I'll open it and read it for you. Then you will see that you have to learn. Nobody owes you that. You have to learn it on your own. It says that okay.
My lady, may I assist?
Yes. The
Very well.
residential and occupational address of the defendant shall be stated on the appearance, whether the defendant defends in person or by a lawyer, and whether this is stated on the writ or not. So you see, whether you, the lawyer, are filing the entry of appearance for the defendant or the defendant himself, if it is the defendant himself, I mean, it goes without saying that the defendant will not enter appearance without his address for service, right? His occupational and business address. But every time the lawyers are entering appearance for defendant, they will only enter the lawyer's name and the law firm's address and they will leave up. Meanwhile, Order 9 Rule 1, Sub Rule 2 says otherwise. And this came to us only because we were learning. So if the junior lawyers in my courtroom that morning had quickly taken dates, my senior says I should and then they had left, they wouldn't know. So I'm saying that the learning is yours to do. But not finding space in law firms, what do you do? The law firms, they also filled to capacity. So I advise some of you to form conglomerates. Consolidate your powers. By our powers put together, set up. What's the Captain Planet thing? From all your powers, put your powers together. 5 of you set up a law firm together. Once you finish your pupillage, you are allowed to. The only thing you are not allowed to do is to have pupils. You are allowed to set up your law firm. And if you don't have the finances on your own, some of your colleagues have the money. They have the money. They may not have the business idea. So 4 of you, 5 of you, 3 of you, 2 of you, partnerships, and you start off like that. Because if the law firms are not taking you, what do you do? If the law firms don't have the space for you, what do? You need to get together and help each other and set up your own practice. Then again, sometimes you need to look elsewhere. You need to find out if you can work for the state. You need to working for the state, you can work for AGs, and AG has different arms. There are different arms of AG in every department. There's AG in registrar of companies office. There's AG in law reporting. There's AG in legal aid. There's AG everywhere. Then there's the judiciary. Start off from the district court. Even this year, when we floated the advert for magistrate, it was 1 year. 1 year post call. If you are 1 year at the bar, you can apply to be a district court magistrate. That's what we did this year. You understand? That is for those who are in the service. But for others, 3 years. So if you're 3 years at the bar and you want to join the service, judicial service, please, you can apply and join. Okay.
Very well.
And yeah, so that's it. If you can't find a law firm, you need to make something for yourself. Okay.
Okay. My lady, so we are going to kindly close off with this very last question. In this era of social media, how does the young lawyer navigate through being on social media and excelling at the bar?
So what are you doing on social media? It depends on what you are doing. If you are using social media for the wrong reasons, am I not on social media? I'm on LinkedIn and I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. So what are you using the social? It depends. If you are using the social media for things that do not align with our code of ethics and all the laws that bind us as lawyers and judges, then there's a big problem. That is the problem. But if you're using social media, so let's take, for example, the legal platforms that I told you, the digital law platforms, like the law platforms, Super Law GH, Dennis Law, Judy Ad Law, Esquire, 233 Legal. These are all digital. Are they not on social media? Are they not on TikTok? Are they not on even Super Law GH? They do videos. They do videos to explain cases. They organize webinars. So social media for a young lawyer is something that you can utilize to propel yourself and thrive in your career. But the choice is yours, really. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you this enough. Whatever you're doing in life, whether it's on social media or off social media or in your real life, you decide what to use it for. If it is to better yourself, if it is to enhance your strengths, good for you. But if it enhances your weaknesses and vulnerabilities, that's different. So, yes, social media is here to stay, and it is a tool. You can use it to make yourself a better young lawyer, and you won't be a young lawyer forever. Very soon, you transition into senior lawyer. So, it's only for a while. And when you transition, don't you see senior lawyers online? Don't you see the senior lawyer Tadio Sorry? Don't you see the senior lawyer Esankoma? Don't you see many lawyers online? Then there are the politician lawyers. They are also online. So really, it is what you do with it. You need to be careful and you need to tailor or structure your social media presence to help your brand, such that when someone is looking for your digital footprint, what they see is something that shows off or rubs off well on you. It reflects very well on your profession. I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, my lady, Her Ladyship, Justice Zedinam Awokwada, Mrs. We are grateful for your time. I'll quickly call Miss Irene Oseado, Mrs. Irene Oseado, to give us the vote of thanks, and then we can wrap this up in the next 2 minutes. Irene, can you hear me? Right, good. So please, the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So, on behalf of the organizing team, we would want to extend our heartfelt appreciation to my lady, our esteemed Justice, Her Ladyship Sedina Mawokwadam, for taking the time to share such invaluable insights on navigating career prospects as a young lawyer. Your wisdom, your practical guidance, and your words of encouragement this evening have inspired us to pursue excellence with purpose and integrity. We are truly grateful, my lady, for your generosity in mentoring the next generation of legal professionals. We also want to thank everyone who joined and contributed to the over 250 people who joined online this evening. We are most grateful for your contribution to the success of this webinar. May the lessons we've shared today, may the lessons we've learned continue to shape our careers and aspirations. And to Madam Emily A.A. Mensah, We are so grateful for putting this together. Thank you all once again, and we wish you all a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining. And as we already mentioned, we would share the documents as soon as my lady shares them with us, the organizer. My lady, God bless you so much and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank
God
you.
bless you too, Emily, and all the best. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, my lady. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, so
Bye.
I'll randomly unmute people so that they can wish my lady good night. So if you unmute yourself, you can come. Right. So most of you can unmute. I think I'm asking you to unmute. We have closed.
We have closed.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you so much, my lady. Very
Thank you.
impactful session. God bless you.
Thank you so much. God bless you too.
God bless you, my lady.
God bless you all. Emily, I've just forwarded it to you, the slides. I forwarded it to you.
Received, my lady. Okay, so my lady has fulfilled her part of the bargain. So we'll definitely do that as well. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Ciao, ciao, everybody, and have a restful night. Bye. I'm leaving now.
Okay, my lady. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, colleagues. God bless you all.